Hey guys, I'm going to show you another idea of how you just leap right in and start doing something sensible, okay? We're going to do this for real estate, and this is going to be for distressed homes. The guys who are trying to sell out of homes fast, like if an adult died, say somebody's mother or father got old and died, and left the mortgage to the child, but the child, who's an adult now, already has a mortgage, so that's two mortgages, and the child can't really afford them both. They need to sell the house, they need to sell quick, especially if the house isn't really in good shape, okay? So there are a lot of houses that are in shambles, and people are trying to figure out how to sell them quickly. Anyway, let's just walk into it, but first I want to show you something kind of cool, right? Percentage of active websites in America with solid traffic. I started there and I wanted to see, right? And we get is this idea. For all the websites out there, the average number of visits per month is about 10,000 for small to medium-sized businesses, and for large, it's around 100,000, okay? Now, what could a small business be? It can be somebody working out of their garage, okay? Just to let you know. So then when you think, how in the world does anybody get 10,000 visitors a month? It can't be that many people per month are searching for a roof in a given area, or for, car repair in a given town. I mean, can you imagine 10,000 car pileups happening every month? Yeah, I mean, this doesn't happen, right? The answer to the majority of the searches is that the keyword intent is informational, right? You're trying to answer a question that you ask Google, and we all know this must be true because we do it all the time. If I do a search on Google, am I assuming that I'm going to buy something at the end of my search? Am I doing the search specifically to buy something every time I do a search on Google? No, I'm looking something up. Sometimes I'm looking for something I know. I know the title of the thing I'm looking for. Maybe it's a song or reference to a topic. Okay. Sometimes I'm looking up a concept and I'm really not sure a brand name, but I'm sure of the concept, and I want to see what appears. Sometimes I'm looking up a very direct question that has a very direct answer. Sometimes I'm looking for something that has foggy answers, or I think so, and I just don't know how that's categorized, right? Having said all that, let me step back into this topic and say this. Though people who've made their websites profitable, about 95% of their pages have nothing to do with buying anything at all. 5% of their pages have to do with buying something. That's the cap of the buyer market. The top 3% out of the 100% of people who could go buying from you, the top piece, that 3%, they're looking for buying right now. They're the ones that already rose through the training, the education, the understanding, the options. They're just to the point where they're checking competitors and reviews and prices and trying to make a determination what to buy or whether to buy more than one thing to, check against each other or whatever. Having said that, that's just 3% of the people. There's another 17% below it, way, way bigger group of people who are doing the kind of studying still, reading the last few articles before they go looking for a choice to buy from. They're still educating themselves on the concept to get there, right? Most people miss advertising to this group at all, or not even just advertising, but trying to get their attention, right? You want to offer everyone to the open house. You're only going to get one sale. But in order to get your one sale, you're trying to educate a bunch of people and be that house that they could possibly want to buy. You want your website to educate the 17% or interest the 17%, and you get your ads in there, you get your pop-ups in there, you get your call to action bar floating in there. You get to close with something about you or have an ad in the middle of the page about you or having a menu at the top with your options on it so that all these different pages you create, the 95%, so on a 100-page website, that'd be 95 of your pages. On a 200-page website, it would be 190 of your pages. They're down in the sitemap somewhere. People don't see them in drop-downs in the top menu or something. No. But those pages exist. And when people do a search for that topic, they're not going to land on your home page. You're going to land on the page Google serves them, which is the most related page to what they're asking. So Google does not look at home pages of websites to decide what to show. Google looks at all the pages of all the websites to decide what to show. And then it will show some of the best possible matches. Okay? With that in mind, let's keep going, all right? Because I want to make this point. You maximize the 3% of sales that you get to take without having to spend all the money on pay-per-click and competing for auction space on bid wars and just killing your profits up here. If you create that 195 other pages, say, or 90 other pages, 95, 190, whatever, that are informational so that you bring those people in on their way to the top into you. And this right here, nobody's thinking about advertising to them. So if you land it, you get to kind of keep it. And not just that, but as you're training them, you're going to be able to push them or get them to come in through your door, the back door really. Instead of going through the bidding wars at the top, they just kind of read, they like what they read, they check your ad out. Oh, they just went there for free, didn't they? Because your ads cost nothing. You just put an image in the middle of the page and made it clickable to your affiliate link from ClickBank or wherever, or your Amazon store or whatever, right? So you create a bunch of informational pages that have something to do with what you're selling, all so that you can put ads in the middle that point to what you're selling. Okay? That's how you advertise cheaply and broadly, and that is what Google's expecting you to do. And what they really hope is that you also put AdSense on your website. And if you do, you're kind of partnering with them. So if you have two websites of equal quality and they're getting a lot of traffic, or they could be, they have the same number of pages talking about the same number of stuff with the same level of quality, and one serves AdSense ads and the other doesn't, which do you think, keyword by keyword, will tend to show up more often above the other one, right? Probably the one with AdSense, because it's about money. And so I'm not going to put words in their mouth. I'm not going to say for every keyword, every time everyone does a search, the site with AdSense outshines the site without AdSense for the newest topic or the biggest page. I'm not going to try to define it, but I will say this. Every time you go looking at results for traffic for websites that seem to be very similar quality, but some are way outperforming the other, it strikes me that they tend to have Google AdSense on them. And I believe that that's true. It's the same way that Google says they fight click fraud. No, they don't. If they did, they'd succeed. It would be easy. For the most case, there's so many ways to look at it. Hits from the same IP address. Number of hits back to back in a certain period of time from a few different IP addresses in the same area. Where some guy's walking around the block so he gets on different Wi-Fis as he keeps clicking the same ad to run up your budget. If you're paying, $10 a click, say, because you're getting really competitive and all the competitors are trying to outbid, one of the competitors just hires some kid to walk around and click your ad every so often from totally different places, right? Gives him some coupons for Starbucks and McDonald's and Wendy's, and the guy just walks around and munches and eats and clicks your ad. Is he on his same phone? Google could look up the MAC address of the phone and know it's the same phone the whole time, right? Even if the IP address is different, you can look up the MAC address of any device and know the exact device. That's how, whenever you see, they're chasing somebody as they're traveling from cell tower to cell tower, they know that they're clocking in. It's because they can recognize the device. That's true for every laptop, desktop, phone. Okay, I haven't even gotten off this first tab. I promise you I'm gonna make this pretty quick. But anyway, I just want to point it out because this is such a gimme. It's such a gimme. With our website, you can set up to be as competitive as the stuff I'm showing you. If you knew what you were doing and you just decided to make a goal of it, you could accomplish what I'm going to show you in a day and let Google just catch on to it. You know what I mean? Like if you go applying for Google AdSense, you're going to have to wait for Google to react. But let me step away from that. I'm not even talking about AdSense right now. I'm actually talking about all entitled keywords being just golden and delicious. If you find that there's not hardly any competition for them, you can rank for higher keyword difficulty than you should expect, so it's a natural gimme. So if you buy expired domains with some halfway decent domain rating, and then you go out and create content for these keywords in your niche that you look up first using our system, for instance, where when you go looking up these keywords, because when you get our tools, we show you how to do that. And when you do it automatically, then you can weed a bunch in, weed a bunch out immediately. Okay? And once you know that, what do you do with those? You create contents for them, which I'm going to show you real fast, just a simple way of how we do it, or how it can be done, because our way of doing it is so automatic that the way you create your entire website really is to look up the keywords, put them in a list, upload them to your website, and say write the pages and walk away. The whole website writes itself. And so if you've got 4 websites because you're using 3 to backlink 1, you just say write it and then copy it. Write 2, write 2, write 2. I'm going to walk you through that. This is insane. Ready? Here we go. Boom. Real quick. How many websites are there in the world? 1.11 billion or so, right? How many are in the US? 133 and a third million. So just remember the number 133 million. Because now I want to say this. How many websites have Google AdSense? 87,500,000. Okay? The biggest thing to know about all the websites out there, about 82% are never really used. They're inactive. People aren't doing anything with 82% of the websites. Why? Because they set and forget them and think they'll get rich. And the answer is no. You've got to add to the contents to the pages here and there. You've got to create some new pages here and there. The difference between active and inactive is about 1 hour a month of work using our websites anyway. Most websites is more than that. Other systems. With ours, it's so stupid easy. You could probably pull it off in about 5 minutes of work. You could almost hold your breath and do what you need to do to be active. Okay, inactive websites, 82%. So in the whole world, there are only about 200,000, okay, 200,000 that are active, that actually get traffic. And of them, the average websites, those guys, average about 10,000 visitors a month or more. Do you think it's worth spending about an hour of time, maybe 5 minutes holding your breath of time, maybe half an hour of your time once a month to get and maintain 10,000 visitors to your website or your small stack of websites working together, say? Sure, right? Because you can serve your ads to those 10,000 people all day. Let's keep this in mind. How many websites are active? 200 million, of which 87,500,000 use AdSense. Dang, it sounds like a lot of people that know something that maybe we don't know. Like if you put AdSense on your websites, probably that's going to help. As a matter of fact, what percentage of websites have ads? About half of the websites don't, the other half do, or at least half that don't. They just, Google can't recognize whether they're using ads or not. Okay? Just because there's an image that's clickable somewhere, it could be an ad, right? It leaves the site, goes to another site that looks like an informational or transactional page, or I'm sorry, a commercial or transactional page. So that looks like an ad, but Google's just not sure if it is. So it says about half of the websites don't use advertising networks that we monitor. But Google Ads is used by 50.2%. That's an advertising network market share of 99%. Isn't that nuts? And how can that be? If it's half the websites and their advertising market share is almost 100% of it, why? Because so many people use Google for their searches, and the half of the websites that serve the ads get foisted up than the other half, so they get seen a lot more. So these other guys with their ads get seen less than the Google Ads system. It is Google's house, after all. They do want the people coming through their network to get more visibility, after all, than their competitors. They named a bunch of competitors. They have a market share of 88% in the ad serving market, like all together. Maybe they did some averaging there for even some of the websites that they're not sure about. Google AdSense competes with 48 competitor tools in the ad serving category, on and off Google. The top alternatives, right, are like Outbrain with 3.64%, Flash Talking with 1.86%, and so on. So there you have it. Websites should use AdSense, and you're partnering with Google. It's probably, as long as you don't set and forget your website, as long as you add some good content here and there, then Google can certainly help you rise fast. And that's what we're doing for our website flipping club, and also what we're doing to help guys with their constant traffic flow. If they're buying a version of that to pitch themselves, their own company, they want the ads to be for them, right? Push people to them. Otherwise, with Website Flipping Club, we push the ads to some company that we're going to offer the websites to later when they start getting so much traffic and there's so much sales through the ads that company would love to pay you out as an affiliate and just straight buy the website and say they know better which ads to put in there. They're going to pull your ads out and put other stuff in that they know sells for more money for them, right? Like you might pitch a dentist and you'll pitch braces and you'll get some leads to the dentist. And they're like, okay, we're making some money on those braces. It's really nice. How about we buy the website from you? You know, that's a conversation. You want to buy the website and then cut me out and then keep the profit yourself, right? Pay me, keep it. We'll support it for the next year, whatever, 2 years, 3 years. Or you could pay some small retainer after the first year to keep supporting it. But the idea is, now you can have your braces income without having to pay me because you bought me out, right? You know what they're going to do most of the time? Because I've talked to dentists. They're going to say, okay, buy the website, and then they're going to pull out the braces ads and plug in dental implant ads. As long as the market accommodates, right? If you're writing about gaming, they'll leave braces in there because it's for kids. If you're writing about general topics that adults are interested in, and especially even older adults would still be interested in, then they're going to trade out braces for dental implants. Because if you ask any dentist, if you could have a bunch of people walking in that door, would you rather they walked in for braces or would you rather they walked in for something else? They'll say dental implants most of the time if they service dental implants, because they make a lot more money for the amount of work and effort and expense on their part for dental implants than they ever would for braces. This is what most dentists will tell you. Okay, having said that, companies know best what to do with those websites, and they'll make themselves a whole lot more money cutting you out. And they can cut you out if they can buy you out. And we're able to get this stuff ramped up so that it's done, so they don't have to create it. But again, I'm talking about something you can build in a day, okay? Really. I mean, you'll be all thumbs. You're probably not going to build your first one in a day, although you could. I think you can. But assuming it takes you 2, 3, 4 days, it's freaking worth the time and effort. Okay. Let's go. I want to show you a beautiful example of the kind of thing you could compete with. Okay? Sell my house fast, Denver, Colorado. You know why you would be interested in that keyword right now, even though you're not a real estate agent? Because it gets traffic, and there are many variations of this keyword that get a lot more traffic. I'm just using one of them because it has a high keyword difficulty. I want to make a point. Okay? Sell my house. Say you want to compete with the guys who are showing up in the top 10 already for good keywords like that. What do? You keep scrolling down. Go down to page 2, page 3. Let's go down to like page 3 somewhere, 4. Okay, I'm on 4. I'm going to start looking for some of the companies that do the same thing, like FastHomesaleColorado.com here, Fast Home Sale Colorado, right? But take a look. Their domain rating is a 0.3, so they're not competitive. By the way, when you get on our system, you get access. There's a package we have, a power pack of tools that you could get access to. And if you do, you will see all these numbers appearing here. You'll be on our Ahrefs account. So for a fraction of the full price, when you're getting in on our stuff, you're able to see all the stuff you need to see without having to pay at that highlight. We've got a $199 account, or no, $199? $199. But your access to that is just a small fraction of that coming in through our package, and you get full access to all those tools, which you would not get if you try to get the cheaper version of that account. You get the $99 a month access, and even at $99 a month, you don't get all the access that we get. You would get this, but our thing means you pay a lot less than $99 a month for this component. Okay, so they're a 0.3, they're a 0.5. Now, they were a 22 and they were a 30. I'm going to leave them alone. They know what they're doing. They're a 93. They know what they're doing. Here's a guy with a DR8. Doesn't know what he's doing, does he? Wow, man, he doesn't have a single link pointed at this page at all. That's a mistake. He doesn't have a single link pointed at this page. So maybe he's not as savvy as he looks. Maybe he just discovered a bit of information And with that disjointed information, he ran out and got some backlinks, but he's not doing it the best way, okay? So, but you know what? He'd be easier to talk to, wouldn't he? If I got leads to the guy, sure, he'd be interested. Sure. You know, by the way, what are distressed home leads worth to a buyer? Like $500 a lead. I've gotten paid $500 a lead for a bunch of leads in a row for exactly this kind of thing. Okay. Now, anyway, I think you get the point. That's the kind of guy we can go after, so we know who we can benefit on a keyword. But look, that's a keyword difficulty of 28. And we're like, can we compete with that or what? Okay, last thing I want to point out that's interesting, and that's important because we're going to use this example. See this number one guy up here? Thebuyoutcompany.com. We buy houses Denver, right? Thebuyoutcompany.com. They have a website domain rating of just 9. And they only have a URL rating of 3 for this page to be as strong as it can be. Okay? I always explain domain rating and keyword difficulty this way. Say keyword difficulty is like weights in a gym. And the bigger the number, the heavier the weight. So your ability to push that weight, your ability to handle it, depends on how much time you've spent in the gym, how strong you should be. This number needs to be about as big or bigger, maybe almost as big as this number, right? So if I want to compete for a keyword difficulty of 28, I want to think of my domain rating as being in the neighborhood of 28. Doesn't have to be exact, right? Better if it's a little more, but sometimes it can be less, as you can see. But this is way less, right? And Sell My House Fast Denver, Colorado has nothing to do with their domain name, does it? Thebuyoutcompany.com. Heck, there are other guys down here that are saying things like, we buy houses in Denver, sell your house fast. I mean, whatever. Sellmyhousefast.com. Need to sell my house fast in Denver.com, right? So let me get away from the idea that the domain name is the selling point necessarily. You cannot compete the domain name. Having said that, the domain name helps, yes. If you do other things right, it brings you up. Here's the point. Domain rating of 9. And so what would the UR rating be then? If I'm saying the domain rating is your body, and this is how strong you are, because the bigger the number, the more you've been going to the gym and doing stuff. You've been active, you've been building it up. What is the UR? The UR is the body part. In other words, this page of the website has that much strength. In other words, you know how you might skip legs on leg day? So you may have a UR of 0 for those pages of your site. The pages that get no love, the pages that have no links pointing at them are your leg pages. But then you might have some real hefty UR like for your main page, and that's because you're always benching. That's all you do, right? That kind of thing. All right, so just to point that out, domain rating is your overall body. And yeah, I mean, even if all you do is bench press, this domain rating does help win keyword difficulty, even when the body part is not very well exercised. In other words, not just the main page, but some deeper level page. That would be like your right leg. Another page would be your left leg. Another page would be your right arm. Another page your left arm. Another page your traps, and so on. Another page your glutes. But there you go. So even with low body parts, skills, power, you can still manage to show up for keyword difficulty. But if other guys say, hey, I can make my page that's similar to your page outrank your page, I can get backlinks to mine for the keywords I want, I can take the spot away from you. And that's true. It's very true. Google wants to make it possible for anyone to sneak in and take anything they want if they're focused on doing it right. And that's what we automated. We automated doing it right so that all you have to do is learn how and then apply some strategy and go out and do it. Okay? Whew. All right. I'm going to pick up the speed, I promise. I'm just describing as I go, right? I hope you're getting stuff out of it because we're going somewhere huge. Okay, domain rating of 9 shows up for a keyword difficulty of 28. That sounds impossible, but there they are. Let's keep going. Okay, if I do the all-in title for Sell My House Fast Denver, Colorado, Sell My House Fast, Denver, Colorado. There are 25 results, and you're thinking, wow. So it's not just that there was an opening on the front page that they could sneak into and just kind of earn their one of those top 10 spots by being very good at that one thing. No, man. I mean, they're actually competing, okay? And they're competing with guys who surely have higher DR than they do, like this guy, 19, with a UR of 6. Wow. So let's take a look at how that kind of thing happens, okay? By the way, here's the fun part. I went and did this. Just a quick check for the domain rating. Again, you'll have this tool. When you're getting our stuff, you have this tool. And by the way, this tool is free. This specific one, it's just when you do it through us, you get to bulk check. Here, you got to do one at a time. ahrefs.com/backlink-checker. Okay? Backlink checker on ahrefs.com. So ahrefs.com/backlink-checker. Okay, and you can check things like this out. Okay, 97 linking websites, domain rating a 9. So these have really low scores, apparently. You know what I found very interesting about this? I started looking for, I was looking at this, and let me just tell you what this page means. This is the title of this web page on some other website. It's some referring page. It's a different website than this one. It's not the same website, some other website. But it's related, right? 7 best companies that buy houses for cash in Denver, Colorado. It doesn't have to be related, but often companies try to get links from related websites. Although they did something wrong because it took them 97 websites to just get a domain rating of 9. Okay? Still, it's related. These guys got a domain rating of 56. These guys got a domain rating of 81. These guys 68. And you might think, well, if that's true, how come their domain rating so low? It's because this page has no strength. This is one of their leg pages with a UR of 0. This page has a UR of 0. That page has a UR of 0. That page, not just that, they probably link out to a bunch of companies. They at least link out to 7 on this page alone. Okay? Here's what I want to point out. This page has 2 links that happen to use the same phrase. One's probably clickable, the other's probably an image that uses the title tag that point at the main page of their site. Companies that buy houses for cash in Denver. Okay? Related keyword for the main page. Cool, right? It makes sense that they would have this. Okay. This website has, this is the anchor, which is, in this case, it's actually a link. It's a clickable link. And it goes to their main page. Okay? And so now here, finally, they got a keyword. The buyout company. It's the name of the company. So the keyword's the brand name. Okay, fine. The buyout company, they get a lot of that. Real keywords. We buy houses in Denver, right? Coming from here. But that's a recruiting website. Okay, let me continue. I want to make a very, very clear point because this is interesting. People have been asking about blogs, okay? And blog networks, personal blog networks, PBNs. I want to make a point because you're going to recognize what looks to you like a PBN and you'll understand that it's okay just as fast. Look. Sell house for cash, Englewood, Colorado. Notice it's on a website called realestatevalley.us. Real estate benefits of selling a house of cash, okay? I pointed out the US for a particular reason, okay? I'm going to come down here. And guess what? Same thing. Sell house for cash, Englewood, Colorado. Pointed at the same webpage. Somebody knew what they were doing. They didn't just point it at their main page. They pointed it at a very specific page. Okay? So they are creating UR. This right here is lifting weights for that body part of the website. This is like the traps page, say, or whatever. The left trap page. What do I know? Okay? This is, well, lifting the weight for that page. Okay, I'll get back to it in a minute. All right. I got to remember to be careful about how I do that. Hold on. I think I have to do it this way, right? All right, there we go. Now, here we go. Let's try this again. RealEstateValley.us, sell house for cash Inglewood. You know what happened to me when I came down here? Sell house for cash Inglewood, landproperty.us. And kind of the same idea. Selling your house in a downturn. I didn't check to see if it's the same exact wording. Yeah, benefits of selling a house in cash, but it's under real estate. Guess what? I kept going. Sell house for cash Inglewood. Same page. From a website, commercialsproperty.us. .us again. I don't know how long this will keep happening because, I only saw a few and I started to check them out. You know what happened the moment I opened those 3 websites? I was warned that they did not have a security cert. Not only are they all .us sites, they all have a /real estate folder and then some pages in there, right? I went to them. This is one of them. The .us, and you can see the link, right? Here's some paragraph on this page of the website, and sure enough, that's the clickable link. Sell house for cash Inglewood, Colorado. And if I click it, guess where it goes? Voila! Right there. ThebuyOutCompany.com/sell my house, right? That's the page, okay? So for anyone who you're not used to it, oh, see, there it is again. The connection to landproperty.us is not secure. Well, I'm going to go to the site anyway. I know they set this up eons ago. Guess what? I had the same experience here when I came. Not secure. And check it out. Landproperty.us/real estate/some page. Commercialsproperty.us/real estate/some page. Identical layout. RealEstateValley.us/real estate/some page. You would call this a personal blog network, right? You would call it a PBN, right? Sell house for cash Inglewood, Colorado points to the exact same page, okay? Why? I got to go back. It's the same thing. Do you or do you not think the same company set up all those websites and put those links on those pages on purpose because they're servicing a client? That's called link manipulation, huh? But wait a minute. If it's a PBN, it's got link manipulation, then why are these things still existing? They must have just been put up, last month, right? Google will figure it out next month and take them down? No. We're going to see pretty soon that's not true at all. But I will say this. The reason that these are not bad is because these pages are real. They provide value. They talk about the topic. They mention things that are of use. They go through it. They're not the same page. When you read this one, even though it's kind of laid out similarly, it's all different. It's just different. All of this is different. Okay? When you go through these pages, same thing now. It's just different. Do you think or do you not think that we can do this with GPT? The answer is, of course, we can do this with GPT right away. We can tell GPT to write the same page, and it will write about the same topic. And it will write some small page like this. It will write some larger page like that with a couple of sections in it. And it will write some other kind of large page with a bunch of other sections in it. Okay? Every time. Yeah, I could have her write 1,000 pages. They'll all come out unique. That's the craziness of it all. By the way, I checked the word count on this page. 503 words. 500 words. That's it. So it's got to spread the love. It's got a convenient, zero fee, cash sales. Cash sale eliminates chances of falling through. You see that? 500 words. The page counts. Okay? The page counts because it provides value. As a matter of fact, when were these pages made? 2017. 2017. 2018. They're still around. Okay, let me point out where we're going next. I took one of those .us sites. I'm thinking, okay, it's been around since like 2017. Surely it's got thousands of pages on it by now. No, it doesn't. It's got 25. You know what that means to me? It is not a separate company that is servicing those clients, because they would still be servicing other clients. They would be getting recurring payments. They would be creating more pages with more backlinks, etc. Right? I mean, why do they only have 25 pages over the past 6 years? Right? Isn't that too few? That's less than 5 pages per year. That doesn't make sense, right? That doesn't make any sense unless you are the company, the buyout company, and you paid for those domain names and you paid someone to create those pages and the guy walked away. And if anything, maybe just go back and update something once in a while, just so that Google knows those pages are still in use, so that the backlinks count. 5 minutes a month per site for them. For us, you can hold your breath no matter how many sites, because we do remote control stuff across them. But it depends how many sites you get going. The buyout company itself, it's also small. 57 website. You know what it feels like to me? This is a site they care about the most. And these other sites that kind of support them, they'll do the work they have to. I mean, I'm not putting words in anyone's mouth. I do not know for a fact if the buyout company organized all these sites themselves and only for themselves, and maybe some of their partners or whatever, they're sharing, you know, they get some other guys paying them to have those pages up. There are people that pay recurring every month so that the link still exists and does not get taken out of the page. And they're on a payment plan that goes every month, and they'll stay on it for a long time so that the link exists for a long time, because it's a benefit to them. Okay? Matter of fact, it's a benefit to these guys. Once I get on with this, I do want to say, I went and looked up the exact keyword, right, that we've been talking about all this time. Sell a house for cash, Inglewood, Colorado. And if I go there and just count down, where is it? It's like number 6 on the front page, okay? They could probably get higher if what? If they went out of their way to add some more content to those pages, make them fresh, update the publication year by going back and last revising the page, and now it's a 2023 page, not a 2017 page. Put another paragraph or two in it, update some of the wording, and voila, change the date. Last updated, October 12, 2023. Fresh content. Fresh content. Google can see it that way. Because it means to Google, someone's on the other side acting on the page, updated the page, it's meant to be relevant today. As far as Google can tell reading through it, sure, it's relevant today. It's a fine page. It doesn't need to be a genius page. It just has to be there and be reasonable. Okay, Google included in its cycle of showing off stuff to everybody. Do you know how long it takes to write these pages when you use our software? You'll get a list of a bunch of keywords, hit go. Every page will write themselves in like 30 seconds, all by themselves onto your site with images for you, 30 seconds a page. How long would it take you to make 25 pages on a website? Half of 27 minutes? How long would it take you to make a 57-page website? That's like 60 pages, right? Half an hour? You can make the equivalent of their website in half an hour. Not the pages where you have to think about you, what you're selling, or your client, what they're selling, and you're going to pitch who they are and about us and stuff. That'll take a little more refinement of the query that you give GPT so that it spits out a better page about them. But for all these basic informational pages or commercial intent pages that are deeper down, just these pages here, okay, GPT can cram these things out. Now, the buyout company shows up for 1,505 keywords in the top 100. They get about 450 clicks a month. And it's been that way for at least a year. I'm just looking at a year here. So anyone who thought the PBN was made yesterday that supported them, that got them up there, whether they did it or paid someone else to set it up, no. Those pages are manipulating and getting them higher on keywords, but correctly. Those links using those keywords in those paragraphs or using them in random places for totally different content. It's not spun. It's not, I'm sure it's not that they just citated paragraphs from other pages and rearranged them. You know, I'm sure that it's unique content. That's almost all you have to do, okay? So this says that they lost something last month, right? But you realize the month before they gained it, they tried something, it didn't really work. But they're just back here. They did not crash. Anyone who says, by the way, when Google penalizes you, is that what it looks like? The answer is no. When Google penalizes you, this thing goes wham. If you were a stick figure riding your mountain bike across the ridge of this mountain, you would not go over that edge. You'd be in sticks, okay? Little stick pieces. All right? When Google penalizes you, it is so obvious on the graph. This is just normal competition, ups and downs, tests not working right, nothing wrong with this. Okay, let's continue. I'm looking at their keywords. And the one where it had a high keyword difficulty is not a fluke. 62, 29, 38, and 40. But they are in position one, position one, position one, position one with no change, which means they've been there a long time now. Which makes sense because this is so stable, right? There's no tumultuous weather patterns here, no roller coaster ride. So they're pretty stable on many things, okay? They're going to have their ups, they're going to have their downs, but they're pretty stable on many things. Wherever they are, they're sitting there. Check this out. These keywords have way high keyword difficulty, but they're in the number one spot. They're collecting the potential of as many searches as this. Why do they get fewer searches than that? Why do they only get like 450 if they've got so many in the number one spot? There aren't that many people in that area who are thinking about buying or selling their house right now. Is probably it, right? They're curious, they're looking. Some of these are their competitors looking to see where they're at on a day-to-day basis. Take 5 competitors who check once a day on average just to see where they are and see if they're on the front page, right? Then that's 5 clicks a day on the keyword. That's 150 clicks a month on the keyword. So subtract 150 from all of these, right? To get realistic. This isn't always the humans who are interested in buying, right? But they're probably getting 90 clicks off that keyword. They're probably getting 44 off this, 36 off that. So it adds up, man. Add all these clicks up, right? That's how they make their money. Lots of keywords getting a different amount of clicks each. Adds up. Okay. I mean, you might say, well, this is their company name. So aside from that, this is the, that's when somebody knows who they're searching for. That's what you call a navigational search, the buyout company. Somebody who knows what they're searching for and lands on the page heard the name, the buyout company. So they're looking for that company on purpose, right? Subtract that for a minute and say, what about the open market? Who doesn't know who you are yet? Well, that's 44. So you care about that. And that's 36. So you care about that. What if I offered you a choice? You can have the top 2 keywords for your search, or you can have all the rest that have all these tiny minuscule amounts of searches per month. Which would you choose? The tiny minuscule amounts of searches per month for all of these things, because it adds up to way, way, way more than the top 2, or even the top 3, or even the top 4. Right? Add 9 plus 8 plus 7 plus 7 plus 7 plus 6 plus 6 plus, right? And keep going, right? We're only on page 1. There's more pages here, okay? You're going to want as many of these keywords as possible and then average your visitor counts by the month across them. Some, it'll go down. Others, it'll go up and up and up. It's going to be ups and downs. But you don't really care. You're just floating for averages. Right? As far as that goes, you care about growth, but there you go. Having said all that, how are they winning these keyword difficulty keywords when their own domain rating is so freaking low? This means they're weak. They don't go to the gym much. And yet they're lifting some rather decent weight. Okay? So how is that possible? The all-in title search that we've been teaching you about recently, right? All-in title. We Buy Houses, Denver, Colorado. There are only 12 competitors using that in the blueprint. Okay? They have it, and they even have it over here. We Buy Houses, Denver, Colorado is over here somewhere, right? We Buy Houses, Denver, Colorado. These are all competitors who are using this keyword in the page title of whichever page this is. In this case, it's their homepage, right? But they have other pages that probably do not say this. That says other things, right? Because Google Google doesn't let two pages with the same page titles show up next to each other, right? Old Back Texas Property, We Buy Houses, Denver, Colorado. This is a specialized page. You can tell it's not the homepage. It's some deeper level page out here, right? So if I go to their homepage, it probably does not say this at all. This is just the link to that deep level page, okay? Which is competing with their homepage, which is competing with their deep level page, right? On that keyword, say. Okay, let me keep going. Sell My House Denver. Where am I getting these keywords? Right off this list, right up here. I skipped the buyout company because it's obviously them, but I'm looking through these keywords here, okay? And that's what I've been doing. We Buy Houses Denver, Colorado, all-in title, very little competition. Sell My House Denver, extremely little competition. There's 4 openings for the front page even after they're already there. Buy My House in Denver, 2 results. I mean, these are things that you can compete on because there just aren't many competitors. Now, how is it possible that there are 2 results, but Google, on a regular search for the keyword, will show 10 spots? Google has to guess. After those 2, where Google knows what the guy was searching for and will show it in the blueprint, then Google has to grab 8 other websites that seem to be talking about that keyword with that intent and fill in the rest of the front page spots. So if you give Google the meat of that keyword in one of your page titles for the right kind of search intent, okay, whether it's navigational, commercial, transactional, or informational, there are only 4 search intents, really, then Google will be able to show you for one of them. Okay, let's keep going. Sell My House Fest Denver. There are 70 results here, and that's interesting because that is their homepage, title, topic, whatever it was. Sell My House Fest Denver, Colorado. Okay. Keyword difficulty at 28. Anyway, they're getting these things, man. So, Sell My House Fest Denver, 70. And there they are, number 1 as far as having it in their title, right? So because they have Sell My House Fest Denver in their title, that they also have Sell My House Fest Denver, Colorado. You know, they have both cases, right, of the exact keyword in the title. All right, check it out. What is this? This is their front page. This is the main tag here, local Denver home buyers. What do you think the keyword is? Do you think it is a informational keyword, or do you think it is a commercial keyword, commercial intent? Informational intent or commercial intent? Commercial intent. Do you know why? Because Google has watched everyone who typed that into Google over the years and sees what everyone lands on, which web pages they land on, and whether they go back and click another result, and where they spend the most time. And Google analyzes the content they are reading and discovers that the majority of them, by far, are interested in a transaction. They are trying to make a decision about who they're going to choose for the servicing. So they write that way. We buy houses in Denver and the surrounding areas for cash. As a local company, we have... Now, let me ask you, how would you know if that's commercial intent, informational intent, navigational intent, or transactional intent? And the answer there is we don't have to guess. We get to look it up. So we can look up all the keywords in this list. We get to look them up and see whether they are informational, commercial, transactional, or navigational. And we can therefore tell GPT which way to write, because GPT knows what those mean for keyword intent. As a matter of fact, I'm going to show you in a minute. It's pretty cool. Okay, so now that I made the point about the keyword, let's take a look at this. Just to rub it in. The 4 types of search intent. Navigational. Users want to find a specific page, like, hey, the Reddit login page. Where is it? What do I type to log in? Reddit login. They want to find that page. That is called navigational. They already know what they're looking for. Reddit login. Very specific. So navigational intent is like my client with the iTier 100 eye drops. If you do a search for iTier 100 or iTier space 100, Google considers that navigational. You are trying to navigate to the right page for that topic, that thing you're looking for. It's a very specific thing, like a brand name. Okay? And if you were to look at iTier reviews, that's navigational. If you look at iTier cost, navigational. iTier prices, navigational. Right? There you go. Informational. 90% of everything we do when we search Google is freaking informational, right? Always happens that we look something up. We're not trying to buy anything. We just looked something up that caught our attention and we thought, oh, that's interesting. How many different types of roof tile are there anyway? You know, what are they like? How long do they last? I mean, there's all these things, right? Commercial intent. Users want to do research before making a purchase decision. Commercial intent is like best coffee maker. They do not know who they're going to choose yet, but they're trying to learn about it. Remember how I talk about the pyramid of buyers? Top 3%, they already know what the best coffee makers are, maybe the best 5, and they're just choosing among those 5 based on their price, availability, features, whatever it is. The 17% below that top 3% are here, commercial intent. They are doing searches like this. Google will say, when you use words like best or top, you don't just get to say it, because then everybody would say it. You show it by comparing it. In other words, it's not a yes or no whether you get to say it. It's a how do you say it. You know, you always get to claim something is the best if you want, because who can tell you you're wrong? I might think water is the best drink. Maybe you don't, right? I might think McDonald's burgers are worse than Burger King burgers. Burger King's burgers are the best burgers. Now, somebody will ask me, why do you say that? I'll say, because they're bigger. They're bigger. They're just physically bigger. There's more meat. Oh, so you mean best burgers because there's more meat? Yeah. Well, okay, then you can say it's the best burger as long as when I land on your page, that is how you describe it. You're saying our burgers have more meat than these guys and these guys and these guys. Maybe you name names. Maybe just say our burgers have the most meat of all the burgers available at all the major branches, you know, food chains, right? So if you're going to say top or best, explain why. If you're a lawyer, you have the best win rate. Or if you're a lawyer, you have the best pricing per hour. I don't know. If you have a lawyer, you have the best research and analysis information coming from your paralegal team. You know, somehow explain why it's the best or the top, okay? That is cool because that's what Google is going to use to decide whether your page is worthy of reading, okay? I might want to say Moji is the best CMS platform out there, better than, and I might name names. And if I'm going to do that, then I got to lay the page out. That explains it. Okay, you get the idea. Transactional. I am flatly interested in buying something in particular. Right now, buy a Subaru Forester. Why would I search for that? Maybe I don't have a Subaru dealer near me. Maybe I'm interested in used or new. Maybe there are a bunch of car lots around me and I'm just wondering who has got a Subaru Forester right now that they can even show me, right? Does that make sense? So navigational, Subaru website. Informational, what's a good car? Commercial, Subaru versus Nissan. Transactional, I want to buy a Subaru Forester near me. By the way, don't use near me as a keyword. It's an operand. Google knows what near me is supposed to mean, and it means something different for everybody in the nation. Near me is a proximity thing, right? How would I be saying, best Subaru dealer near me, and I mean a Seattle Subaru dealer? Is that helpful to you? Only if you're in Seattle. For anybody else, that is not what they meant. So never target it like a keyword because there's no point. Google knows what you mean. If you say you're a Subaru dealer and you're in Seattle, then when somebody searches for Subaru dealer near me and they're in Seattle, Google will be showing them that as one of the results of the search, right? You don't need to target the words near me in any keyword at all. I think you get that. Okay, let's take this further. We are able to look up the exact intent of any keyword. So we can look it up in bulk. When you get access to our tools, you get access to this in bulk when you're in our system. And what that means is you can look up a whole stack of keywords and get all of the intentions. So then you can sort. You can download that thing as an Excel file, and you can sort by that column if you want. Sort by each column, take your time. Sort by volume. Drop everything that has no volume or next to no volume. And then sort by intent. Everything that has volume, what kind of intent is it? So you can sort by different things. All in title, how many competitors are there? Sort by the column. Competitors, competition, 0 to 100, sort by that. Get rid of everything above 50, right? Get rid of everything in all in title above 100, okay? And then get rid of first get rid of everything that has no volume, because nothing else matters if there's no volume on the keyword, really, unless you're just filling in for topical authority. In other words, maybe I should write a page about this because it helps with the overall perspective. What did I say? I said, if you're going to write about the 4 seasons, and there's a lot of searching for summer, winter, and fall, but somehow nobody searches for spring. Well, don't say the 4 seasons and write about 3 and leave the 4th one off. Don't say the best season of them all and then leave spring off. Because your other competitor who wrote about all 4 seasons is covering the topic better. Google sees that and will favorite that guy more than this guy. Way more, right? Even though that doesn't get any searching at all. But it takes all of it to cover the topic. Do you have to cover everything about a topic? No. I mean, you could go on forever. But the more you cover about a topic, the better you do. And especially if you cover the main things about a topic, which is the way we created our system. And when you get access to our tools through our system, you can look up the parent topics. So you can put in a bunch of keywords, find out what the parent topics are, export that, sort by the parent topics, and wherever you see a lot of parent topic stuff, make sure to write pages about each of those things within that parent topic. Get it? Neat, huh? So, yeah, I mean, we're totally taking the work out of your hands and automating it. It's incredible. Anyway, now that I know it's commercial intent, let me go to GPT. I just want to show how easy this is. I say, hey, GPT, write a paragraph about this headline. Local Denver home buyers using informational keyword intent and using no particular company reference. In other words, write about it like it's an informational topic. Then separately, write a paragraph for the same headline, but this time use commercial keyword intent and focus it on our client's company, Acme DHB, Denver Home Buyers. Suggest that viewers call us today at our esteemed, well-known number, 123-456-7890. Guess what? It does that. Informational keyword intent. Local Denver home buyers are individuals or groups of people residing in the Denver area who are interested in purchasing homes within the local real estate market. These buyers are typically seeking information about available properties, pricing trends, the overall housing market conditions in Denver, blah, blah, blah. If you're a Denver homeowner looking to sell, understanding the needs and preferences of these local home buyers is crucial to attracting potential buyers and ensuring a successful transaction. See, we didn't pitch anything. We just explained it. And yeah, we did it with a localization of Denver. I mean, I could do this for every city in the U.S. Local South Bend home buyers, local Kalamazoo home buyers, local Miami Beach home buyers. And it'll write a page for each. And they'll all be different every time. Commercial keyword intent for, guess what? Acme Denver home buyers. Looking for trusted local Denver home buyers? Hey, by the way, what if I'm writing more than one of these and I'm going to paste them into my different websites? Maybe I got 3 or 4 because I'm going to create a page and then create the same page again and then create the same page again. And on each page, I'm going to make sure to hyperlink the keyword and point it at my target website. And over here, I'm going to hyperlink the keyword and point it at my target website. And over here, I'm going to hyperlink the keyword and point it at my target website. Am I manipulating the results? Yeah, but no, because it's great content. This is what Google expects you to do. It's your job. This is how you're supposed to do things. Because these pages are worthy of showing people, every single one of them is worthy of competing for the same keyword results. Google will decide which ones are worth it and which ones are not. Google does not care if you own these websites or manage these websites or run these websites or if people are paying you for these websites, all of them. Google can show them all on the front page for the same stacks of keywords in some cases, other keywords in other cases. Totally up to Google, but you get huge saturation, lots of traffic and stuff by owning several websites that are writing about topics like these. You want to know another thing that's really cool? Bottom of every one of these uses a link to the previous page and a link to the next page for navigation. Link to the previous page, link to the next page. Link to the previous page, link to the next page. You know why those exist? They help all the pages have better value. All the pages have links to them on the website. Because I can start at one end and just click through these things all the way to the other end. I can click that to the next page, then scroll down, click to the next page, scroll down, click to the next page, scroll down, and I can go back to the page I was just on, right? Navigation is perfect. The entire website is connected together with links. Our admin panel allows you to hit a single button to create all of these. When you're done creating your pages, just anytime hit the button and it'll make sure these exist. Isn't that cool? It'll also create those table of contents at the top for every one of your H2 tags, so you can hit the shortcut to scroll down to it. Google loves that stuff. Okay, looking for trusted local Denver home buyers? Remember, this is commercial intent now. Your search ends with Acme DHB. We are your dedicated and reliable partners in the Denver real estate market. If you're a homeowner looking to sell your property quickly and hassle-free, give us a call today. See the difference? When we look up the intent of the keywords, we can sort by them, and then we can use our preset queries. We just simply, all the commercial up here, all the informational, the query that says right about the topic in a commercial keyword intent way, we just drag it down for all those commercial. And then below that, right about the topic in an informational keyword intent way, drag that down, and it'll write those informational wise. How's that for something? Crazy, huh? Yeah, I know I've been talking about this forever. This is so awesome. An update here that we got. This update here allows us to actually group a bunch of different websites, the pages that we want to look at, vis-a-vis the keywords to those pages. So I can see if all of my pages from different websites, I can see where they show up rank-wise for a single keyword and for another keyword and for another keyword. I can do that. And so I can actually see results for the same keywords across several websites in one spot. Okay? It's called Portfolio. It's something new that they created. When you get access to our system, you get access to this kind of thing. because we're giving you everything you need to ensure that you can run your websites right, you can grow them right, you can make them huge, you can get lots of traffic to them, you can put the ads in the middle of them, and you're going to make money. And you can just keep doing it, okay? We're just helping you get over the philosophy of, I'm not worthy of a PBN. It's not a PBN, okay? And yes, you are worthy of creating these websites, and yes, you can afford it now. We lowered the prices on website-installer.com. You can afford it now, trust me. Okay, I don't know what I wanted to say about this. Local Denver home buyers. They're number 2. I forget what I wanted to say about it. Oh, all entitled local Denver home buyers. There's not anyone there. Oh, that's why. When you use tools like this, you get to look up volume for the keywords so you can make a decision whether it's worth showing up for a certain keyword, even if nobody has it in their page title, say. So yeah, go for the low-hanging fruit, but here's how you do it. You just look up the company, check their keywords, grab the keywords, put them through the search to find out what the search intents are, and the other numbers, and then export it, and then just sort by the columns, get rid of everything bad, then sort by the next column, get rid of everything bad, sort by the next column, get rid of everything bad, and then sort by commercial or informational, etc. If it's navigational and not your company, throw it out. If it's navigational and it is your company or your client, keep it in. And then we have queries for you that do this stuff so easily. So in your Excel file that you exported almost, you get to copy that list of your final keywords with how you want them arranged, put them in a different file for each of your websites, and literally just drag down the queries and say go and walk away. And your websites make those pages, okay? Nuts for simple. Really, really easy. Okay, I wanted to let you know. So where are our websites and our options? Website-installer.com, okay? And you can get any template. You can get it from here. You can scroll down. We've got some more down here, actually. Get from here, okay? Different things. Max page speed. That's important when you care, but for informational pages, these are just as good, the stylish, but it doesn't matter what you get. You may as well get the max page speed, but they're a little more expensive. I recommend getting at least one that you use as your master, and then your other ones are the slaves that point up to it, but get carried up by association. The point, though, is most people will never see the front page of any of these websites. They will never see all this design. They won't. They won't see this. You know what they're going to see? They're going to see the page they land on, which is an inner page on the website, and all of them look the same on all these. They have images. They could have a sidebar. They could have a CTA bar, the call to action bar that floats up and down. They could have a pop-up. It's whatever you wanted. It could have videos. It could have images, content, whatever. Got a top menu, but they're all kind of the same. So it really doesn't matter what websites you buy in this case. So you could eeny, meeny, miny, mo pick for the kind of project I just showed you. Just get as many as you can afford. I have another video I did just recently where I talked about how to set that up, how to go to Spamzilla and choose yourself smart Spamzilla.io, right? Spamzilla.io. I think we even have access to this tool for you. But when you do that, then you can put in some kind of keyword here, like I don't even know if this works. Sell home fast. I don't know. Take a look. Yeah. So they don't have any numbers here. So you would copy this list, take it to Ahrefs, the login place that we give you access to. If you're getting it through our system, go to batch analysis, right? And you'll be able to paste them in here up to 200 at a time and hit analyze. And within a few seconds, it's going to tell you the results for those keywords. Anyone who thinks that that's hard or something, it's not. Check it out. I'm gonna just copy it, open Excel. I'm telling you, it's so easy to do this. In case you don't know, right? Blank. Paste this text as text, and then just drop all the columns that don't make sense, kind of thing. Whoop. I don't need any of that. And that gives me those. So I just get to take it right here and go to batch analysis and just see what I get, you know? And okay, they don't have any rating, so I'm not going to worry about them. I'm going to do some other search. Very often you're going to find stuff with some kind of rating on some of the results, so just loosen up a bit. You know, you can always make it more general and look for stuff that makes some kind of sense. Sometimes you'll see what you're looking for pretty quick. Sell home's not a good idea, so nah, home seller. Again, some handful of searches and you'll find out what you're looking for. I obviously wasn't prepared for this. Just curious. All right, have you sort, you know, HRFSDR 48. Now that's seller, God knows what. You know, I want to do something else. Maybe estate, maybe properties, real estate properties, something like that. Oh, there we go, estate. This gives me at least something to go off of. That's cool. And I've definitely got DR here, 48, 35, 32. They're all available, by the way. There's 19,700. You know, so I can do some basic searches. I can copy a bunch of these and go check them on batch analysis. But I don't even have to if I see numbers already. Okay, that's cool. Just make sure you get something in English. Don't get something that was always in Russian. Don't get something in Chinese, right? Get something in English. But there you go. And make sure it's a .com, .net, you know, not a .co.nz or .uk. You're not trying to get something out of the country. Make sure it's in the country. All right. I have gone through this huge thing to tell you that you are in a great shape. What would you do? You would just know that you're going to put Google AdSense on the websites too to have Google help you pull them up because it's in Google's interest. Okay? You do stuff on the pages, Google will back you, right? So what are you going to do? Just going to choose something like I just chose out of the blue, sell my house fast, Denver, Colorado. And I said, yeah, I just did a little searching and found it's pretty easy to cram yourself in there. And it's like, my God, since that's true, there just aren't a lot of competitors, but the guys on the, you know, lower pages would love to get seen a lot more on the higher pages. And I realized several websites. If I bought 3-4 websites from Website Installer, that's the whole idea is get them, you know, then that's what you're doing. You're doing it just like this. You're getting that in that in that. And so you're going to write the same article that many times. Watch. Great. Do another of each. And it will do it again, but it will be totally different. There, that's for 2 websites, you could say. And 2 more times. Right? And this is going to be for 2 more. Okay? This is kind of like how fast, in a way, these pages are going to write themselves. Now, that granted, this is only a single paragraph. I told it to just write a paragraph. Okay? We'll write whole pages instead of just a paragraph. But do you see how easy that is? Our websites are built with this to already happen inside. Okay? So that you don't even have to sit in front of here and write it and then copy and paste it over and then highlight stuff to make it headers and stuff to make paragraphs and so on. You don't need to do that. You just simply put all the keywords in an Excel file and choose commercial or informational intent, upload it, and you're done. By the way, most of what you're going to write about is informational intent, right? You got a website with 100 pages, 95 should be informational. Does that make sense? You got a website with 200 pages, about 190 are going to be informational. 10 pages will be transactional. Okay, I think you get the idea. And we even have a chat bot built right in. So if you're like, help me write a great pitch for this company at this phone number doing this service, for these people, go. And it'll help you write that pitch. Then say, great, add a section about this and then rewrite the whole thing, go. And it'll do it, right? You can copy it and paste it in. So you can make your pages so stupid easy inside our templates, right? Even the front page. You put in what you basically want it to be about, hit go, and it'll create that whole front page for you. And then you can hit and create the side pages and then hit a button that says link the front page to the inner pages and it'll do it. And then you hit another button that says table of contents. It creates them on all the pages. Another button says previous next pages, and it does it on all the pages. And there's a lot more. We haven't even talked about the tracking functionality on the inside of the website, which is separate from tracking it on the outside of the website. Okay? Anyway, I hope you're getting excited about all this power because it's crystal clear and it's extremely easy and the prices are low. I want you guys to get started. I want you to get in. I want you to go to Website Installer and explore real quick. You can get these things to run on your own. If you feel like this is too much for you, get professional services. I'm going to do a video where I walk through this stuff so that you understand what the options are. Okay? All right. I hope this was hugely informational and helpful for you. Everybody can be running by the beginning of next year. If you're starting soon, it's early October, by like mid-January, I mean when you get up from your hangovers from New Year, when we do, it'll be time to start putting up websites for sale and just kick into next year with a lot of money and be able to loop it, roll it, compound upon it. It's really huge how much you can make. Okay.